we store body memory. Whether we know it or not, when we've had early childhood trauma, we store all those experiences. Nothing is ever the problem. It's always been a solution to something. Hello everybody, I'm Catriona Morten. I'm a Sensorimotor Psychotherapist. And today I'd like to look at why talking therapy isn't always enough. But before I jump into that, if you're enjoying these videos, give us a like, subscribe to our channel, because it helps us get a message out there to loads more people. Now, I know I cover this a lot, but it's because I'm a body-centered psychotherapist. And I know the importance the body is in the therapeutic process. There is absolutely no way I can exclude the body and what's happening in the body from the process of therapy, because it all happens in here. And we store body memory. Whether we know it or not, when we've had early childhood trauma, we store all those experiences. We have coping mechanisms. We have certain things that we can and we can't do as a result. And these things, because they're just like breathing, we've had them all our life, we don't even notice them. But they're happening, and people know that they're struggling with things, but they don't know why. Now, talking therapy can have its place, 100% it can. And it can really help people to understand, to make those links from their past of, oh, of course, that's how it is. But what do I do about it? How do I change it? Understanding is a huge part, because it gives us that kind of, oh my God, no wonder, and can, make us stop just putting it all on ourselves. I'm so useless, I'm so this and that. No, you're really up against something here. There's a very good reason why you keep doing this, or you can't do that. It's not lack of willpower, and it isn't about being lazy, not trying hard enough. Because trust me, the people that come to see me, they work so hard in their therapeutic process, on their healing journey. They've tried just about everything. I'm never, or very, very rarely, the first therapist that person's tried. Usually they've exhausted everything. They've gone to their GP. They might, if they're lucky, get a referral to go and have some talking therapy, some CBT, and that can be useful up to a point. But people come to see me because things aren't changing. I understand when a trigger goes off. I hear this all the time. I know I'm safe in here. I know cognitively, I know this. And just telling myself that, it doesn't change the fact, because I feel completely full of terror and unsafe. And sure enough, there'll be things that are happening within the body. If we're really fearful, then we want to hide. We want to not be seen. And so the body will pull itself in. It will shrink. Our breathing will go very quiet and almost undetectable. Sometimes I've seen people's breath go so still. They're not blue, but I can't detect any sign that they're breathing. So everything goes very, very still and very quiet. And it almost looks like you're scared to make a move. You're scared to be seen, because that's how it was back then. Now, if all we do is talk about it, then one, it can amplify it, it can make it worse. But also, it doesn't help the body have a new lived experience. And that's what's really important. When we have these experiences and these traumatic events, or, consistent things developmentally that keep happening to us, we develop a neural pathway. And that's where it becomes just unconscious. We just do this and we don't even know we're doing it. I will say often to people, I'm just aware of when you say that, or when you think about that, or when I say or do a certain thing, you have this consistent reaction. And they'll go, I'm not aware of that. For some people, what's it like trying to take a deep breath? And they'll say, no, yeah, it's quite difficult. Wow, you actually were trying? Yeah. What's it like being seen to try and take a deeper breath? And very often they have to look away from me. Yeah, it's quite difficult. Okay, so it's hard to be in connection and being seen and being really present, while you do that, to turn away, because it's been important to keep your breath quiet. It's not a conscious thought, it's just something that, we're hardwired for survival. And so we pick up, our hypervigilance picks up the things that might get us into trouble or bring us to someone's attention that won't turn out well. And we learn these mechanisms. We're not usually planning them. They're very much part of our survival mechanism. So we see it, we sense it, we do it. And that becomes a neural pathway. So it happens automatically. We won't even know that we're doing it. But that's the therapist's job, to be the observer, never the shamer. And we never ever give the message that anything that the client is doing is either unhelpful or wrong or nothing like that. It's like, oh my goodness, look at what your body's doing. There must have been a time that was a brilliant strategy, because here you are. I wonder how that could have served a purpose. Nothing is ever the problem. It's always been a solution to something. Just because it's a bit inconvenient now, it doesn't mean that your body's doing anything wrong. We've got to get to the bottom of it. We've got to have some understanding. And even if we don't have the memory, well, the body's telling its story. And so just to be really validating and, corroborating of what it is that the body's telling, because bodies can't fib. Heads can make up all kinds of things, change the narrative, change history. Trauma memory is very, very jumbled and fragmented, and it's very difficult to rely on it. This is consistent every single time. And that's a really good thing, because it means that when we get a resource or something that helps and we have a completely different outcome, so if something is really frightening and our body behaves in a certain way, and it's like, okay, we can't be seen, we can't be heard, good luck with a boundary when you're shrinking away and hiding. When you can have something that actually allows movement, allows your breath to go, you've just created a new neural pathway. So you have a choice, and if you practice that often enough, that new neural pathway will become the response you have to certain things. A little bit like the Pavlovian response. When it gets really embedded into its groove, but it's a healthy groove, and it's a groove that you're actually aware of, then you're in control. Things aren't just controlling you, and you've got no say in what happens next. And it doesn't matter what we tell ourselves, that won't happen. If it's trauma related, if it's attachment related, attachment stuff is always behavior first. Oh my God, what am I doing? That's a big clue. And reasoning afterwards. When it's that kind of desperate, impulsive movement or longing for something, that's an attachment part, that's an attachment wound. When it's a trauma trigger, it's setting off your whole nervous system, and there's certain things that are happening. Now we have to be able to work with this. We can't just talk about things, because it won't change anything in your nervous system. This is wired for survival, and we've got to understand it. It's not rocket science, but we've got to be able to understand it, see it for what it is, have some compassion and some empathy with it, knowing that the body's just doing its authentic thing, and work with it. And that way we are on our healing journey. We're taking our whole self on that journey. And we know that, the things that we're doing are widening our window, giving us a sense of control and confidence. And, an understanding of, this isn't my fault, this isn't my body's fault, it's just a reaction. And knowing the things that help, that keep you in control, to keep you from dissociating, to keep you regulated. Brilliant. Those are the tools that we need to carry us forward. So I hope that's helpful, useful, interesting. And if it is, give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and I'll look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. Bye.